Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. It is 12 o'clock right now. It is noon, and welcome to our self-learning live broadcast here at the辅仁Catholic University Library. So this is the start. Today is the first day of a series of new courses, a series of new talks. Last week we had a special guest. So last week was an extraordinary live broadcast. Is it going? No. Okay. Last week was a special. 等下继续播下去。所以上周我们有一个特殊的来宾就是我的好朋友、学生、好朋友、同事，苏子云 Iris 他来简介，他是这个现在的我们学校的英语自学中心的专任助理。那我请他来简介我们如何赚取自学点数啊，哪些资源可以使用啊等等。那所以上周他是特别来宾，如果大家没有看到或者是没有机会来的话，对于自学点数一整套的方法，现在有完整的影片在网络上面可以去看，在图书馆的YouTube 上面放了吗？应该是放了，要不在 YouTube 上or it is on Facebook on this platform, the library platform. So 如果你有兴趣想要学习这个就是英语自学的这些资源，想要更了解的话，那非常欢迎大家就是上网去看我们上周的直播。那从今天开始呢，我们还有5次的这个学期结束之前，我们有5次的直播。然后这是上半学期的我教的是英语的这个简报 English presentations. So in the second half of the semester, we will do something I think a little bit more interesting. We will talk about music and film, songs. In particular, we will talk about musicals. Okay? There will be 5 weeks. We'll separate it because of the school anniversary. 所以下周因为校庆的时候，谁要来看直播，对不对？没有嘛，好，所以校庆的时候大家都好好去逛，那推广一下，大家可以去外语学院。我们外语学院有这个圣诞市集可以逛，鬼屋啊什么的等等 ，wonderful. So 祝大家校庆愉快，下礼拜。那我们接下来从今天开始呢，我们有5次，我们会专注在音乐上 ，focus on music. Now, before I talk about the details, so we have 5 sessions. That means we have 5 hours. We have 10 sessions, half hour each. This session I will talk a little bit about the arrangement for this course, next 5 weeks, next 5 broadcasts. And I'll talk a little bit about why. Okay? One of the reasons that I think music is so wonderful in learning English is because everybody can find something that they like. Is anyone here say like I hate music? 有没有？就是不要跟我讲音乐，我最讨厌音乐了。有没有人这样的？举手。没有。你看来的，我说有没有？没有，不是说你，我是说在看那个对，有没有任何人就是我讨厌音乐？如果你讨厌音乐的话，不用看 ，OK， and you can leave. Music is very strange, actually, when you think about it. It doesn't seem to serve a direct purpose in terms of evolution, right? 是音乐对于人的生存来说，好像不是必要的嘛，对不对？并不是说一定要有音乐才能活下去，对不对？这个我们的生理功能，还有一个社会的完整，不见得需要有音乐。但是呢，每一个古文明，不管是从哪里开始，都有他们的音乐文化。然后人类我们共同对于音乐的这个感受的能力、听的能力、想的能力，其实是一样的。就不管你是来自于哪里。And so Beethoven, very famously, he wrote that music is a universal language. It's a universal language that everyone can understand. Okay, so I think this is a very good start, a good place to think about language learning as well. So I learned English. Personally, I learned English through books, but just as much I learned through music, different kinds of songs. Students who have taken my courses before know that I'm a Disney baby. Okay, I grew up watching Disney films, and Disney films have a lot of wonderful music. And my first ever film, according to my parents, 根据我父母亲相传呢，不是相传，就是他们的传说了啊。我人生中的第一部电影是一部音乐剧 ，OK， 而且呢，跟我们的福大校训是一样。OK， 这部电影叫《真善美》，有没有听过 ？The Sound of Music， 有没有听过的 Do a deer, a female deer, Ray a drop of golden sun, me a name， 没有，有吗？这在美国非常有听过吗？好。或者是这个 raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, white copper kettles and warm woolen mittens. 听过 brown paper? No, just me. 听过那个 Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet. Anyway， 这些都是真善美，非常有名的这个。有没有看过这个麻雀变公主？这个 Julie Andrews， 窈窕淑女 My Fair Lady， 就是她主演的这个真善美，鼓励大家去看。Okay, watch The Sound of Music. Okay, it's wonderful. At least I think it's wonderful, and it really highlights. I think it shows, at least for me, that music and language are very closely connected. They're very powerful tools for learning. So everyone here who is watching, everyone there, is anyone watching? 3 people. Okay, thank you 3 people for watching. Okay. But whoever is watching now or in the future, think about this question. How does music and your language ability come together? If you are learning English, I highly encourage you to learn it through music, through songs. It doesn't matter what kind of music. It doesn't have to be musicals, right? It can be Beyonce or Jay-Z or, I don't know, rock and roll. If you like the Beatles, that's great. If you like Michael Jackson, that's great. Okay? Whatever it is, use music to enhance your learning. It is a proven tactic. It's very useful. Okay, and so this is one of the reasons why I've taught musicals in my teaching career. It's one of the reasons why we're focusing on it now. Okay, in the next few weeks. So today and next week we will be talking about Dream Girls. Dream Girls. This is a musical that I did not grow up with. Apparently it's a very famous musical in the United States, but I saw a poster when I was in high school of the film, and there were some famous people actually in the film. Beyonce is in the film. Anyone not know Beyonce? No? Okay, I love Beyonce. She is, very, very talented. She's basically the queen of popular music right now in the United States. And one of the things about Beyonce's voice is that, I describe it and a lot of people describe it. She has a once-in-a-generation voice. Very, very talented. And I thought, okay, that looks pretty cool. Eddie Murphy is in the film, 喜剧天王 Eddie Murphy, as well as Jamie Foxx. And I thought, okay. Looks like an interesting film, and so I went and I watched it, and I was completely moved, very, very moved by the film. Not just the music, which is wonderful, but also the story, and also what it tells us about people of color, and what it means to dream, and to what it means to really sacrifice things in life to get what you want. How much are you willing to sacrifice? 你愿意为梦想牺牲什么？是梦幻女郎尝试回答的一个大问题。你愿意为你的梦想牺牲什么？牺牲睡眠，牺牲时间，牺牲跟家人相处的时间 ，maybe 这些都是你可能愿意牺牲的。你愿不愿意把同侪牺牲掉？你愿不愿意踩过别人来达成自己的梦想 ？It's a question we all have to ask. We all have to think about. 你愿意为了对的事情，就算是牺牲梦想，你愿不愿意为对的事情，做出一些困难的决定？ It's all in the film, Dreamgirls. So we'll talk about it today and in the next session, which is in 2 weeks. Okay. After that, excuse me. After that, we will be talking about Christmas songs. Okay. And this is a suggestion from my superior in the library, but everyone knows some wonderful Christmas music, right? And this will be before Christmas, so we will be talking about some of my favorite renditions of Christmas songs. Everyone knows famous songs like Silent Night, right? Like Jingle Bell, right? These are very common songs in Christmas, during Christmas, very famous Christmas songs. However, we will also, I'd like to talk to you all about some songs that I personally like very much. For instance, if you've heard of White Christmas, we will talk about White Christmas. And we'll talk about a song called Baby It's Cold Outside. It's a very cute, very kind of sounded a little strange, but it's a beautiful song as well. Joy to the World, etc. There will be all kinds. We'll talk about maybe four or five Christmas songs that I like very much. No other reason than simply because I like them very much. And we'll celebrate Christmas and we'll sing together, right? Yeah, you can sing in there with me if you're watching. Okay, good. So that is next week. Following 2 weeks, we will talk about a film that is very, very new. A film that did not start as a musical, as a work of drama. It was directly filmed. We'll talk about La La Land. Okay, very, very famous now. Almost won an Oscar, right, for Best Picture. Did you know? Almost won, right? They announced it and then there was a mistake. Emma Stone, right, and Ryan Gosling. And I put these two together because La La Land is about dreams too. It is fundamentally, it is about dreams and also what you are willing to sacrifice, the price that you have to pay for dreams, and what happens to people who don't get to realize their dreams, and what happens to those who do. Okay, lots of wonderful songs in La La Land as well, and we will think about it. We will talk about it. I will try in the next few weeks to arrange some times for us to watch the film together. I will come over and I will give some introductions to the films, and we will play it here in this room. And we'll see. But if not, you can always go and you can watch the films yourself. Now, something to remind you all is that because this is a live broadcast, normally when I teach a course like this, we close the doors, we can play the film. I can show you clips from the film, we can analyze clips from the film. However, because this is a live broadcast, because this is a class that's getting bigger and bigger as I speak, because of this, we will not be able, I will not be able to show the film except during break time, except during the break. Are we okay? Yeah. Except this time. So I hope everyone bears with me. Okay, we will show some image stills. We will take a break and we can play some parts. You'll have to listen to me talk about the film. And so please, 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 today after my introduction, if it moves you, if you are interested, please go watch the film. Okay, so that you know what I'm talking about in 2 weeks' time. Same thing for La La Land. Before you come, please watch the film. So that's what I'm saying at the beginning. Today, we will focus on some ideas. Okay, today I want to talk about some ideas and some introduction into the text. Next week, or next time, it will be very important that you watch the film before you come. Alright? Today it's okay, because I'm saying it now, right? Before next time, please watch the film. And before the first week of La La Land, please watch the film. Alright? Because we will talk directly about some important ideas. We'll go directly into interpreting and analyzing the film. Okay? Alright, so, any questions so far? 有没有问题？目前有没有问题？ OK， 我这样讲了5分钟、10分钟之后呢，人突然间变多了。Yeah, OK. So, I want to start with a question. Before we talk about Dreamgirls, I want to start with a big question. Okay, a huge question. We've talked about music. We've talked about music and language. I want to ask a big question, which is, why do we go to the theater? Has anyone heard me ask this question before? Yeah? Anyone? 有没有听过我问这个问题的? Yeah? Okay, so since, do you want to answer? No? Okay, everyone think about this question. Why do we go to the theater? Another question that I ask is, how old is this tradition of theater? Have you heard this before too? Yes? How old is the tradition of theater? Do you want to answer? Nothing? No? So, how old is the tradition of theater? And why do we go to the theater? Think about this question and then ask yourself, what is theater? 有没有想过这些学戏剧的老师，就是他们在做什么？就是学这些学文学、文学批评的这些教授们他们在做什么？有没有想过？学电影的教授们他们在做什么？他们不是每天拍电影嘛，对不对？就是学电影的教授不是每天拍电影，学戏剧教授不是每天拍，每天演戏剧，对不对 ？What do they do? And what is the purpose of doing it? And why do people go to the theater? So, anyone want to answer? Why do we go to the theater? 为什么我们会去剧场？接着。To feel the atmosphere. Very good. What kind of atmosphere? Good. What kind of atmosphere? What do you mean by atmosphere? The voice. You mean the sound?
Yeah.
So the sound in the theater is better than at home, or better than your computer. Is that right? Okay. The screen is bigger, right? And the sound sounds nicer. It's more of an experience. Very good. The atmosphere is also created by the situation, right? It's a dark room, right? And people, they come together, and everyone is waiting, right, together. It's a very social event, right? It's a very social event. Very good. So that is one reason you go for the feeling of it, right? Because you feel like you are entering into something that is more engaging. Okay. What else? What are some other reasons that we go to the theater? Dora? What are some other reasons we go to the theater? Excellent. You go because you want to relax, because you are stressed out, right? Because you feel stressed during the week. So, people who enjoy theater, they don't come to the library on Saturday to earn self-learning points. They go to the theater, right? They go to the theater to relax themselves, okay? And it changes up your feeling. And that points to a very good issue, which is you go to the theater because it creates another world. Theater creates something different. It creates a situation where you can lose yourself. You can forget about your daily life, which is probably more boring than what happens on the street or on the stage. So you go to experience something different, to experience the life of someone, or some people, or some things that are different from your own. Okay, so it's a different kind of experience. Good. One more. So the atmosphere, the social aspect, the sensual aspect, the sensical, and also the idea of entering into another world, to relax yourself, to lose yourself. What else? What are some other reasons that you go to the theater? Movie theater or real theater? Anyone? 算了，不问你们了。看直播的 ，answer my question, whoever you are. Why do we go to the theater? Why do we go to the theater? Anyone?
No.
我的点名单。
点名单。
来，佩奇 ，Yes， 我只是随机点而已，刚才中间而已。OK， Why do we go to the theater? 这是很重要的一个问题，要进到这个领域里面的一些最大的问题。你要谈文本，就是说很好看，就是一定要从这个大的概念开始想。Why do we go to the theater? Why do you go to the theater?
To support the actor or actress I like.
Very good. So you go because you give your money, right? You pay to watch the performance, and then you give them some support, so they can continue to create more art, right? Or else they would die on the street, right? Or that's not good. So that's also a very good reason. You participate in this community. You, by paying to see the work, you participate in building their careers, maintaining their careers, and in some sense you are contributing to the creation of art, okay, of our generation, of this generation, right? Do you understand? Do you see what I mean? Okay, very good. Now, those are all very good reasons, okay, and I think you are all correct. Another reason, I want to mention a few more, but one other good reason that we go to the theater is because humans are instinctively, no matter from what culture you come from, just like music, humans like stories. No matter from whatever culture you come from, humans are storytelling creatures. Okay? It doesn't matter what kind of story. Normally, sometimes there are fairy tales or ghost stories or allegories, right? Stories, allegories like the Three Little Pigs, right? Fairy tales, etc. But these, we tell all kinds of stories to children and to each other. We also share stories about our own lives. Okay, when you go home and you talk to your parents, your siblings, your friends, your significant other, you don't give them a list of facts. You tell them a story. And so storytelling, as human beings, is a very powerful kind of communication. And so stories and music put together are the reason I've chosen musicals as our texts. Okay, that is one of the big reasons. Now, I wonder if you've thought about this question. So we've moved on now. We've talked about music, we've talked about theater, the purpose of theater, and the many reasons why we go. Now, a following reason, which is important, is that by using theater and storytelling, the power of theater and storytelling, the power of film, the power of music, one important reason is that it highlights imagination. It highlights human creativity, right? It can be whatever you want it to be, right? You can have an alien from outer space. You can have a story that is completely made up. You can have a story that does not make sense. And what would happen in different kinds of circumstances? This is very important to remember. When we go to the theater, when we listen to music, when we watch films, we are engaged in imagination. We're thinking about different kinds of possibilities. Right? You can think yourself into another person's situation. 对，有没有听过《哈利波特》？Harry Potter， 哈利波特的作者J.K. Rowling， 他到哈佛大学去做毕业典礼致辞的时候，他提了2件大事。第一个呢，他说失败很重要，失败有非常多的好处。第二呢，他说想象力很重要。那这个想象力呢，我们通常思考，我们想到想象力的时候，我们通常直接的连结是小朋友在想象一些事情，对不对？天马行空的一些想象，是跟童年有连接。我们谈想象力的时候，我们谈创意的时候，通常是想到产品，对不对？想到这个有创意去处理，就是研发出新的功能，或者是有新的一些我们可以使用日常的一些实用的产品。但是大家要想一想，想象力跟创意，完全适用在我们人文学科特别是文学艺术的这个层次。It is important to remember that this kind of storytelling, this kind of creation, highlights the needs and it highlights the social situation of society. It highlights some of the important things that society thinks about. Okay? It highlights important issues that a society is concerned with. Okay, so 小说里面、电影里面、音乐剧里面、戏剧里面、音乐里面的主题是社会人关心的主题。任何一个文本都有它重视的东西。In Dreamgirls, there are, I think, most importantly, if I had to choose 3, I think there are more than 3, but if I had to choose 3, I will tell you what they are. Number 1, it's about dreams. Of course, right? It's called Dreamgirls, right? It's about dreams. Second, it's about girls. Okay? Because the title is called Dreamgirls, so obviously it's about dreams, it's about girls. And if I had to choose one more, I would say it is about race. It is about black people in America. Dreamgirls is set in the 1960s. In the 1960s, there is another, actually very famous musical that is also set in the 1960s. It's called Hairspray. 法娇明星梦. Have you ever heard this? Good morning, Baltimore. No. I just can't stop the beat. Well, no. 法娇明星梦. Okay. John Travolta. John Travolta. He plays the mother, a big character. 看过吗? Yeah. No. 法娇明星梦. Okay. We can talk about it next semester if anyone is interested. But both are set in the 1960s in America. What is happening in the 1960s in America? 1960年代的美国 What's happening? 1960年代台湾在干嘛？50年代嘛，50年代啊，在干嘛？台湾50年代在干嘛？戒严嘛，对不对？在戒严。What's happening in the United States in the 1960s? Yes, Laura.
Social movement.
Very good. It's the time of social change. It's a time of social change. Who is probably the most important person in the 1960s? Very good. Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream, right? I have a dream. Everyone wake up. I hope. Yeah, I don't know. It's Saturday noon. But anyway, Martin Luther King Jr., his speech, I have a dream, appears in the film. It appears in Dreamgirls, as an important part of historical background. And in those days, 1960s, this is a time of great social change. And if you are a person of color, if you are black, a way to rise to prominence, a way to become very, very famous and to succeed in life, it's very hard to go through normal channels if you are very poor. If you come from a very humble background in those days, it's very difficult to say, okay, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to get promoted, I'm going to get a good education, I'm going to get promoted, I'm going to work, and become a successful person. That is very difficult in those times. And so even today, right, even now, although I think it's much better now, even now there is some strange association, there are some stereotypes of people of color, particularly black people, who become musicians, right? They become rap artists or they become athletes. And we have this sort of stereotype, I think, also here in Taiwan, that these are how they become prominent. And so this dream that the Dreamgirls have of becoming successful musicians is tied into their social positions. It's tied into their into what they have to face in society at the time. And they face all kinds of problems. Although the film doesn't really deal with it in so much detail. The film focuses very much on love. Okay, on love between friends, love between romantic partners, and love between family. Okay, there is some focus here, but love is an important aspect of a lot of films, a lot of works of literature. So, 1960s America. When we talk about dreams and we talk about girls, what does the word girls tell us? Why not, I don't know, the Chinese translation 梦幻女郎，为什么不翻梦幻女孩？ 或者梦想女孩 ，right? Why not? What is the meaning of this word, girls? What is the meaning here? And Dream Girls as a song is what they sing. They sing this, Dream Girls, we're your dream girls. Boys will make you happy. And they really sing this. This is a line in it's not meant to be overtly sensual, but the line is there. Okay, we're your dream girls. Dream girls will never leave you. All you have to do is dream, and baby will be there. What does that tell us? What does that tell us about society? What is it trying to tell us? Anyone? Yes, go ahead.
You can dream whatever you want, girl or adult.
Yes, I think that's true. That dreams are for everyone. Certainly. Are we okay? Fine, okay. Certainly, there's this idea that dreams are for everyone, but I think there's more of a suggestion that these women, these girls, they are objects of attraction. Right? There is something that is very objectified about this, and they self-objectify as well. Okay. There is this idea in Dream Girls that these girls become objects of desire. That they are very talented, they're very beautiful, but they are molded in an image to create something that society wants. Okay? I think today in the room we have about half girls, half boys today. All girls, I think, 所有的女孩，我觉得至少这是我现在体会到的，我的人生到现在这个阶段，我体会到一点，每一个女孩在成长的过程当中都会有她们自己的梦想，可是呢，相对于男生，女孩在成长的过程当中比较容易被框住，比较容易被物化，比较被社会的一些无形有形的一些想法约束绑住。同不同意 ？Do you agree? If you agree with me, then you can understand a lot about what Dream Girls is talking about. It's about how girls, they have their dreams, they want what they want, but they need to make sacrifices for men. Every girl has a dream, but somewhere along the way, they make sacrifices for men. However, it is the girls, the women, who have the real talent, the real power. That is, I think, that one of the big ultimate messages of Dream Girls. And for me, that's a very positive message. It's a very powerful, it's a very positive message. It's a heavy message too, but that's what good drama is. It's about. 我们看粤语版本好不好？看粤语啊。我每次就这样，大家才会醒过来。我每次都是讲一些这样的话，让大家看有没有在听我讲课，是吧？大家不要放空了哈。Okay, so everyone think about this. If you are a girl, 有没有就是女孩就是我认为我是女孩的举手。I'm a girl， 我是女生的举手。我的性别是女，举手。啊 ，Everyone 举手。觉得我是女的举手。举手，好。OK， 认识女孩的，认识任何女生请举手。有没有？我认识 I know a girl. Raise your hand. No, it's a real question. No. Okay, good. That's all of us, right? That means somewhere, someone in your life or yourself understands what I'm talking about. Maybe you're too young now, but you have to remember what I'm saying. 有一天，家里就是代表某一种社会的力量，或者这个社会呢会告诉你，你不应该有这个梦想，或是你的梦想对我来说不重要。我在乎的是你走上我给你的这一条路。不是说男生不会遇到，但是相对之下 ，men have more freedom. I think men have more freedom to control their own destiny. They have more agency. I'm allowed to say this, right? I'm a male. I think this is certainly true. There are more assumptions made of girls, more assumptions made of women. And I think, 所以回到前面的问题 why is it called girls? Because girls means that they're still young, and you can manipulate them more easily. By far, the most famous song in the film Dreamgirls is called Listen by Beyonce. Listen. Those of you who know Beyonce, you must have heard this song before. It's in her album. It comes from the film Dreamgirls. Anyone know how to sing it? No? No? I'm not asking you. I'm asking the students. It's okay if you don't know. Go ahead. Listen. Anyone? 听过吗? Listen to the song here in my heart, a melody I start but can't complete. Listen to the song from deep within. It's only beginning to find release. Have you heard this? I am alone at the crossroads. I'm not at home in my own home. And I tried and tried to say what's on my mind. You should have known now. I am done believing you. You don't know what I'm feeling. I'm more than what you made of me. I followed the voice you think you gave to me. And now I've got to find my own. Heard this before? Very, very famous. We'll play it later, okay? Beyonce sings it way better than I do. Everyone wake up now. All right. So, 听我的声音. Listen to me. Not just girls, but I think girls in particular, but also men. But I think particularly for women or girls, there is something that society silences. There's part of you, something that you want, something that you dream about, that society silences. They say, 不要想 ，OK， 不要做。有没有这种经验？女生觉得男生、女生有没有思考过这件事情？男生可以做非常非常多女生不能做的事，同意吗？这个行为的尺度，讲话的尺度，人生的想法，女生的选择比男生少非常多。And that is the point. That is the heart of girls. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that I'm going to we're going to pause the live broadcast. Okay, so we're going to pause the film, the video you're watching, and we're going to play a clip. Okay, we're going to play a clip from Dreamgirls. So for the audience to watch, if you are watching at home right now, just Google "Listen," okay, Beyonce, and Google the trailer for Dreamgirls. Okay, and we'll take a break after we watch. So about 10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll talk about what we just watched and listened to. Okay, all right. So pause for now. Okay. Thank you all very much. Everyone will watch a bit. Okay.